2017 here. Today I'm going to make another video for you today, and guess who returned? Kyle Hooves returned from Twitter. This time he made a YouTube account, and you guys know Kyle Hooves is. He's the stalker horse, the creepy stalker horse that's put all these creepy tweets on. But I was on PS4, someone hit me up and they said that Kyle Hooves messaged them and inboxed them the YouTube link to his YouTube.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Hey guys, Resi is Mezzy here. Now, today's video we're covering Kyle frickin' Hooves. Now, for those of you that don't know, Kyle Hooves was a YouTuber that primarily functioned around 2016, which was roughly, OI17's like golden era, or coming towards OI's golden era. Now, he made a lot of videos, Kyle, about, creepy ARG at first it was just like a carbon copy of Meat Sleep, like the videos were just stolen, and then they called him out on it, and Kyle admitted it, but then said he'd make his own videos, so that's why we have these ones. The channel ended 8 years ago, which is kind of mad that people are still talking about it, even though it's gone literally 8 years ago. It's not coming back, or is it? Almost 3 years ago, a new channel popped up, Kyle Hooves 2.0, which, to be honest, not a lot of people know about, so you should probably check the channel out. It's got some really good messages in there. I'm assuming it is Kyle Hooves, his extended legacy, it's him coming back, and his first video is just sort of a compilation of clips. His second video is a compilation of clips. His third video is a compilation of clips. His fourth, okay, what's going on here? From what we see, it's just a bunch of stock clips put together in a creepy sort of way. But, however, there are some secret hidden links and, messages in these videos, which are pretty useful to learn the lore of Kyle. His most fascinating video is, in my opinion, not his most recent one, but I will go on that in a minute. But car accident shows somebody getting into some sort of car crash, and I believe Kyle kills them, but that's just what I assume, because there's a weird Jeff the Killer jump scare at the end. But yeah, now talking about the big dog. 7 weeks was uploaded at the time of recording 4 days ago, and basically this video was some creepy weird ARG stuff that honestly I just didn't understand at all until I really watched it, that is. Now, from what we see, it's some weird creepy about, it's an ARG, and by that I mean, there's cryptic messages, there's a scary guy with eyes who blows out a candle at the end, and this is crucial to finding out what Kyle's up to now, compared to, 8 years ago when, it was just a wannabe Meat Sleep. Now, I will be honest, the editing is misleading, because I do believe that some of the footage is just stock image, which whether I've got no issue with, because it would be difficult to try and film all this with a short span, however long Kyle is taking his time. But yeah, now 7 weeks really got everyone's attention who watched it by its sinister point of view of Kyle and what he's up to. It starts off with a VHS being played, which shows a weird. If you've ever watched the film VHS, then you'd understand the correlation between it. Maybe we're seeing a sort of films. Now, I don't know whether by 7 weeks it means he's gonna upload one every week until he gets to the final day. I don't know if the Sudbury incident will be finally called out. I just don't know, because I'm not Kyle. But this is the part where we can really get into it, and now we can finally figure out what the heck is going on. Kyle honestly came out of nowhere. Everyone's first active appearance that we saw of him was, you know, when OI17 mentioned him in that first video. Now, unfortunately, OI17's deleted his channel, so I cannot show any of the footage. I can only show what's been archived. I will ask Oya, but if I can't get the footage, then I can't get the footage, so there's nothing I can do. But he started uploading videos, and like we mentioned before, they were just mainly meat sleep, you know, copied, you know. I understand maybe at the time, you know, it would have been easier to just take footage off someone, you know, to make it look seem scary, you know, really pinpointing ARG. But like I mentioned, he got called out, no one liked it, everyone got annoyed at him, and Kyle, he almost made an apology video, which, to be honest, for 2016, I believe, is quite forgiving. So yeah. But then we saw finally a little bit of original content from Kyle in his videos. This happened in my basement in 3 days. Now, these videos were short animations that, you know, they were both 15 seconds long, I think, and they just really were kind of complexing. We saw Kyle shoot someone's head off in his basement, which I suppose that's showing that he's a murderer. But then we finally get to the Sudbury incident, where we see a person come up to Kyle and tell them that the Sudbury incident is in 3 days, and they are more than excited for it. Now, this is where it gets confusing, because after 3 days, there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Kyle had gone. No one knew where it went. He was gone. No one could find him either, because we just had no idea. Until about 3 years ago, when Kyle Hooves 2.0 came about. Kyle Hooves 2.0 it just came out of the blue, yeah, and no one was expecting it, but no one was disappointed about it either. His first video was, you know, just him explaining where he'd been, showing a compilation of clips with some creepy, you know, stuff in it, and we also saw some like Predator looking guy, I don't know. We saw some Punisher guy in it, which I'm again convinced was another stock footage clip. But in one of the videos that he uploads, we see a link. I'm pretty sure it's disguises. It's either disguises or what happens in my absence. But one of those, we see a link which takes us to another video called Kyle Escape 2017, I believe. It's somewhere along those lines, where we find out that, you know, Kyle escaped from the police in 2017, which would be just after the Sudbury incident. So, whatever the Sudbury incident may be, it's clearly not good, as Kyle is seen running away from the police in what I believe to be his house. Then, after that, we see a graveyard in disguises, which believes to show that he has faked his death, you know, trying to hide from the world. And he's done a pretty good job, to be fair, but yeah, we see him do that. And then in the third video, going home, we see Kyle getting on a boat, which we did figure out was in Swedish, the boat in the writing on the boat. So whether he's in Sweden, who God knows how he got there, but whether he's in Sweden or not is somewhat confirmed, somewhat not, somewhat confirmed. We had Swedish writing though. We see what I think is someone getting on a boat and Kyle is stalking them. And we see this person get killed in Trepidation, I believe, which is the one where we just see a bunch of weird stuff, where we see a toilet on fire with another link which leads to another video, which is, I cannot remember, but it's something to do with, like, I'm pretty sure someone on a computer or something. And then we go to going home was a bad idea. This is a very short clip which just shows Kyle in the forest, where, you know, we were trying to figure out where we were, but if we go in the description, we see that he's in as a Canadian flag, which presumably means in Canada, which OI17 better watch out. Then we get to car accident, which, as I mentioned a while ago, is one of my favourites personally, because we see Kyle take someone out via a car accident. You know, he takes them out. We don't see what happens at all, we just see the Jeff the Killer jump scare, which I'm presuming means that Kyle takes them. And then we go on a complete break. We see nothing for like 2 years. Until 3 months ago, where we see the video Who with a question mark. Whether this is a rhetorical question or not, I don't know. but we see a hooded figure with only one eyeball come out of nowhere, which was really strange. I don't think this is Kyle, because Kyle is a horse, first of all. He has 2 eyes. But yeah, we see that happen, and then we see just a bunch of really creepy clips of people, you know, staring at the camera, and it's really, really awkward. It then goes to a typing message where, you know, there's a threat on the screen where I think it's Chase, they'll show me my teeth, I think he says, which is kind of weird. But yeah, and then for 3 months we hear nothing. It's almost like Kyle has teased us all with that, but he's not coming back until 7 weeks. 7 weeks is by far the creepiest Kyle video I think I've seen. Mainly because it has some weird features. You know, it shows a new format with a VHS style. You know, we see that Punisher guy again climbing up some stairs. But then we go onto this really weird audio segment where it's sort of, if you've ever seen the Boiled one, it reminds me of that a lot with the music and how it's performed. And it's sort of Kyle questioning the viewer, like with rhetorical questions about dreams. It starts off with questions, and that's even weirder. We hear some audio in there. I don't remember the audio off by heart, but I will link it in the description. And we know that something to do with a game happens. The game's called KH1, and that's really weird stuff. And there's a rule, and you can only play it once. But then we find out about this guy called Roland Husker. God knows who this guy is. Presumably this is the person that Kyle's speaking to, and it's something to do with the Sudbury incident being caused. Apparently Roland Husker has caused the Sudbury incident, which is really creepy, and we still don't know who this person is, sadly. And then we get a date, November the 28th, 2024. Maybe that's when Kyle will upload it. I'm not too sure, but it's something to do with a day of reckoning. And then it ends with Kyle's eyeballs. I believe it's his eyeballs, sort of blinking at the camera, and then just stares for a good minute. Then we go to a candle scene. Kyle blows out the candle, and then yeah, boom. It is very creepy. And then we lose connection with the audio, and we hear an alarm. And that's that. That's Kyle up to now. From what I can gather, my best point is that Kyle has escaped murder from the first channel, gone to the second channel to upload more killings, which is just weird, straight up, just plain weird. Well, in the wise words of Matt Pat.
But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see any more videos styled this way, then please just let me know. I'm happy to make it this way. I think it's quite interesting to make sort of commentary style videos. I think it's really cool. But yeah, if you like this video, please like it, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers at any point. Not by the end of the year, I don't think we can do that, but at some point if we can get to 10,000, that'd be pretty awesome. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and be careful. There might be a white horse behind you one day.
And you can hold me like he